Okay, I'm gonna do a little video here on the colors to mix before we attempt or you do the tulips. I have Nova paint here. I just have it because it's out. It's a good paint. It's not my favorite paint. I do believe they sell that in Canada. But any acrylic paint will work for this, and you can get something from the dollar store. The only problem with the cheaper paints is you will find that sometimes it takes twice as much, but it's a good place to start if you don't like it painting, or you don't find that you use it. You're not out a lot of money. If you find you do, then you can buy better tubes of the paint you'll use a lot. I'm using, this is a cadmium red light. That's just a pretty true red. The cadmium medium is a little bit orange, so when you start mixing your paints, you will find that you don't always get the mixture you want, because it's more orange, meaning it must already have a lot of yellow in that particular paint. I'm only using red, yellow, and blue, the three primary colors, because I want to show you, you don't have to go out and buy a lot of paints. For the tulips, there is, of course, another paint that's good. This is cerulean blue hue. It's not a true cerulean blue. A lot of companies now have started putting the word hue, which just means they've changed it. This is a lot like a phthalo blue, so cerulean blue was had less green in it, and I really liked it. Now the other color we'll be using is white, but we don't use that till last because white kills a color. Once you put white in this blue, it'll lighten it, but you've killed your blue. You can't take it back to blue. Same with red, same with yellow. You don't really get a good pink with red either. The only ones you get a good pink with would be into your magentas, a little bit of the crimsons. The color you use to lighten a lot, if you don't want to kill it, is yellow. But these are the three primaries. These are all the colors you need, plus a tube of white paint to paint anything you need. So we're going to go real quick here in between this. Remember to wipe this off so I don't contaminate it. Put some red, mix that. We should get a purple. I don't know how that shows. I'm doing this on a piece of aluminum foil. I like showing people on stuff we already have. I'm going to wipe it off on this. It's a pretty purpley there. Okay. You could make it more blue or more red depending on what you needed. Now we're going to take some red, and we're going to take some yellow, and we're going to mix an orange. Okay, we could go more red, we could go more yellow, but for now that's fine. By the way, we're doing this just like the color wheel. Now we're going to take this yellow, and we're going to, oops, I should have wiped it. And we're going to mix this a green. See that phthalo color that they've, let's see if I can grab this out. Blue is, I didn't need any more blue, I need more yellow. So put some more yellow, and now we have a green. This looks a lot like golf course green, which you don't really see in nature. But for our tulips, that's a really nice, because that blue has a little bit of green in it anyway, which you might not can see, but I can. As you get used to using different colors, you will. That's not a real natural blue, but it's a blue we might like. Now, another color, I don't use black, especially acrylic black. It looks like, well, acrylic is plastic, but it's it just sticks out over the painting and overwhelms everything. But we will need a little brown. So brown is all the colors. Let's make us a brown right over here. I'll put some red, some blue, mix those and get a purple. Now I need some yellow. Now I may go to gray instead of brown, but that kind of looks brown to me. It's hard to tell on this silver paper, but looks like a browny gray. So I got a little paper here. Let's try all of our colors. Here's the red, kind of a true red. Here's the blue, kind of a true blue. Here's our yellow. Let's see our purple. It's kind of dark. I could put a little bit more red in there, but it's this blue is dark. It's probably not going to show up real purple till we put white in it, but we don't want to mess with white. Okay, so we're going to take our green. And we'll do our orange. I still got a little green on the brush, but basically you can see the orange. Now let's test our, oh, that wasn't it. That's our purple. I can't tell on here. Let's test our brown. It's pretty brown. I could put a little more red in it if I wanted a more red brown. And I can put a little yellow in it if I wanted to go more tan. Ooh, that's kind of gray. So we're going to put a little more red in it. Yeah, you can see. Anyway, that's what we have done so that we will have the colors we need. We're not going to pull the white out yet, because if we do, we will kill the colors we want. Now what we are going to want is this green is crazy. It's awfully bright. Let's put a little bit more blue in that. Get a nice cool green. Ooh, that'd be pretty in there. Let's get more yellow in it and get more chartreusey. Chartreuse, is that the, and we can go even more yellow and get very, very springy here. Even more. If I'm getting more. Okay, that's good. While I'm doing this, I'll give in and put a little white. I usually like to put white in a line or a few drops so that I don't contaminate them. But let's check this red out with white. That's not really a pink. It sort of is, but it's kind of a dull pink. If you don't have acrylics and you're going to run up to the dollar store and get the artist acrylics, which are fine for most things, Then look and see if they have a fluorescent pink, a fluorescent sharp pink. You're going to need it a little bit on some of those to come back in. Now look at this pink. Say this is a tulip, and then we're going to put some red over it. You see that effect? All right. Now let's go with the yellow and white, which is one of my favorites because I just love white and yellow together. Very, very pale. Here's our oval. We'll go in there. But I think we want a little orange in this one, so we'll go there, do that. Let that dry a little bit. The orange actually I'll probably use more in the background than I would in the flower, but we're just playing here. Whoops, I grabbed some green in there. Okay, now our cerulean blue hue is here. And if we put a little white in that, you really get a turquoisey look. We would use that more in the background. Now the big one, we want to take these browns and put some white with that, and you get a gray, which tells me I got too much blue in there. How do you know? That's more of a dark gray than a dark brown. Let's put some white. Yep, that's gray. I mix my grays purple, which is red and blue, and a little bit of yellow, which is also how you do brown. So if I want this to go more brown, I'm gonna put more red in it, and then I'm gonna put more yellow in it. And now I'm getting more of a brown. This blue I'm using here with phthalo blue, a tube would last you 100 years. And it kind of pisses me off that they've made cerulean blue hue is really phthalo because it's just too intense. But anyway, those are the colors that this is showing you we can mix everything we need. You need a white and you need titanium white. This is big cheap Liquitex when you go to, if you don't have these things, when you go to Sydney or you go on Amazon, this is great big cheap. It's like $8 or $9 here. Maybe sometimes it's on sale at Hobby Lobby for $6 or $7. Titanium white, not zinc white or mixing white. Titanium is opaque, so once you get it, it'll stop your colors. But it's white. Mixing white will be kind of see-through and transparent. Let's do one other thing with the white. A lot of times, if you want red to show up good, you use white and yellow underneath it. Now this is wet, so I got my hair dryer here. I could dry it, but I don't want to take too much of your time. But just know I have a little hair dryer here because acrylics dry fast, but sometimes not as fast as you want. But anyway, now when I go over this, you can see it's much more intense with the white under it, although my white was picking up. Same with the yellow, paint it white first, then come back and put your color down, and it'll make it brighter if that's what you need to do. Anyway, hope that helps, and I'll try to take how to paint the tulips if you'd like to. Might be fun on a cold, gray, snowy sort of day. Or, if you don't want to do it, maybe just like to watch it and listen to my southern accent. Bye.